All right, we are live as the Spinnin Backfist MMA show for what's today? September 5th, Tuesday, September 5th. My days are all
crazy
out of whack. It's Robbie Fox, it's Big Ev, and Jack Mack will be joining us in just a second. He pushed the show live today. And we are brought to you by Monaco. Monaco hard tequila, and they've also got the vodka as well, the original hard lemonade in here. All of these made with 2 shots of tequila. This made with 2 shots of vodka, the double vodka Don.
The Kentucky Coffee's got a little more than 2 shots in there.
Oh, this has more than 2 shots. I just meant the
just
cans.
for the record.
This has way more than 2 shots in it. But the Kentucky Coffee is the most famous thing in the office.
30. Oh, so this is 66 proof.
What does that mean for the novices?
So that 33 times 2. It's just the percent of alcohol times 2. I don't know why they do it that way, but I always like to say proof just to be like,
it sounds way better.
I'm like the cool guy around here.
We're doing a commercial. It sounds like we're doing a commercial by using the words like proof.
Proof. We should do like a mock commercial.
Oh, that would be good.
Just
we should film a commercial.
Yeah, and it's like we're watching the fight, but we have like
like
here's the Kentucky Coffee,
and it could be like the big pardon my cheesesteak, huge production commercials, but just a very punk rock version of it, much like the Spinnin Backfist show.
Oh, 100%. Like in the middle of it, it just stops working, and then
just file not found in the middle of it.
Shout out Monaco though, we love them.
Great stuff.
Great stuff. The watermelon, the spicy margarita, and then the hard lemonade, the vodka one. All good stuff.
Robbie, do you not booze?
I booze rarely. I said like
Monaco.
Something like Monaco can actually get me into it. If a bar has like something like the hard lemonade, I'll go for that. But I'm not generally like a beer person, or like hard liquor. I go back and forth with hard liquor, like a coffee whiskey. I'm cool with. Other stuff, if it's more like bitter, I'm not into.
You booze responsibly.
Exactly. And booze responsibly with Monaco. I urge everyone else out there to do that. Are we choppy? Is that just on our end?
So we're back now.
All right. We look good.
There we go.
It is what it is. Shout out Monaco. And you'll see them in the Octagon this weekend. You saw them this past weekend. You'll see them this upcoming weekend because they are one of the main sponsors of the UFC.
Were they on the France? They may not have made it to France.
Did they not?
Because there was like some things on the French one that I was like, oh, there was a betting site that I had never heard of in my life on the Octagon.
Yeah.
How much did you get to watch of? I know you were on stream.
I watched it on I had it on the iPad.
Nice.
So I watched like most of it.
Nice.
And I mean, let's be honest, huge week.
Big week.
The biggest week.
Sean Strickland fight
this
week.
Is everything.
Deshaun Strickland.
Everything outside
of Strickland's been unlocked.
Had to use him in the thumbnail.
Everything outside. Did you see his tweet today? He said he just got finished doing some great interviews for the UFC.
No. ...
Walk away. ... Immediately deleted.
I was on like Marty and them, like coming like Ken Jack, a few people. I was like, listen, this is the week. Like, watch the press conference.
Yes.
Like, you're gonna see fireworks at the lead up to this fight. He's been talking so much shit to Izzy already.
Called him a prostitute today.
I mean, all things that you would never expect to hear at a UFC press conference as well. When you hear like, you jerk off to fucking anime, you're a cartoon lover, you asshole.
You paint your nails.
Yeah, like that's just nobody else is saying that except Sean Strickland. He had a great quote in Embedded I was just telling Jack about before.
This is peak Sean Strickland.
He brought his girlfriend, which I was.
Yes, it was wild seeing girlfriend Strickland like holding hands Strickland.
Like the fact that the girlfriend is there for the fight. If there's any fight to bring your girlfriend to, obviously it's a title fight. But he was like, "Yeah, I'm not into this sightseeing bullshit, but I got the girl, so I guess I got to do it. Like just doing the right thing." And that's Sean Strickland for you. I mean, I know we're a Sean Strickland podcast. I am still more of an Adesanya.
Oh, that's
way more of an Adesanya.
Yeah. I mean, I think full disclosure, we'll get in the breakdown like later in the week. I think Izzy's gonna absolutely smoke him.
Yeah, no.
We'll save that for Thursday.
The only thing we're missing on this card, it's an international fight card, is Parker Porter. Send him back.
True.
Like maybe he can. I know he just got knocked out, but like who knows? He may be ready.
Did you see?
Taff is on the card.
Who was it? Was it?
It
was Burks.
I think it was
Burks made it.
He made the Parker Porter UFC 5.
So good.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I gotta get that.
I don't know why I didn't. I was going to send it to you.
I think it was Combat. What's the guy that used to?
Con of Combat.
Con of Combat. He made a fight card, which was Parker Porter versus Parker Porter. That shit, yeah.
Just flex.
I don't know who it was in the chat.
Cover athlete
recently who said like fighter removed Parker Porter X.
Yeah.
But that hasn't happened. That's right. No. We're still alive.
Still here. Hashtag still here.
Still here.
Yeah. I made the Tim Sylvia. If you haven't seen that, go on the Spinnin Backfist Twitter. But yeah, UFC 5. The actual cover athletes are Shevchenko and Volkanovski, and then the deluxe edition is Adesanya. I think the main cover is lame, to be honest with you. They're kind of like just like expressionless. It's not a picture of them. It's like their video game version.
Yeah, I know.
The deluxe edition, I think, is cool.
Now, with UFC 4, they did it sick where it was like Masvidal and Adesanya, and they're on like a
cool.
fucking they're like a Lambo or something,
Yeah.
like in like jumpsuits, like backs turned, like looking badass as fuck.
The choice
rich,
to do
looking
not
wealthy.
pictures this time, I think, is weird.
Yeah, they should have like Volk is like a good choice. They should have went Volk and like
Volk is a great choice.
Isn't it?
It's
It's Valentina, right?
Yeah,
It is.
Which
With
is
her, it's
just
tough because
weird
like, she just lost. But
and she was never even like Chael said this more than anybody, how she was like this reigning champion. You can't even she can't even main event a pay-per-view.
No, I mean
Like, why is she on the cover of the video
Valentina
game?
on the cover is insane.
it's because they like to do the guy and girl, but Nunez just retired, so it's like, well, fuck. Who else do we
they're
put
kind
on
of-
there?
Yeah, they are kind of in a weird spot if they wanted like a female.
You can't put Grasso on there right now, I don't think.
No, she's not big enough.
Although, like, markability wise, like, it would work.
You think that Grasso would work?
I don't think the cover athlete really matters much in terms of buys. So I feel like just putting like Grasso on the cover would be fine. But I think Shevchenko is a better choice
They
still.
should have put Zhang,
Yeah, you're right.
but Wei Li.
Her and Adesanya could have been the
Wei
two
Li.
Chinese champions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me. What do you see? I'm Chinese. Look at me. What do you see?
We had UFC Paris over the weekend as well, as we mentioned. Gon pretty much did what we thought he was going to do.
Spivak really just was like straight up bad.
I felt like he didn't even like try for a takedown.
I texted you guys right after the finish. It was like, it wasn't Gon's fault, but that was like kind of just lame watching that fight because it was just
so
like,
easy.
yeah.
Even I think 2 to 3 minutes into the first round, I was like, this is almost over.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's always a chance that somebody gets caught. It's heavyweight, but man, I was watching him, and obviously there was football on too, so I was trying to keep up with everything. But I was watching, I was like, what? He looked tired.
Even the finish, he was just like, he didn't want to drop, but he didn't want to stay up. So he was just like turtling. It was,
And he got in a little bit on one takedown, but it did not work.
no.
I mean, Gon just looked. I mean, it looked just very easy. He, I mean, I thought Spivak was going to put up a little bit better of a fight, but even at the end, I thought Gon he's such like a natural, like just the like stay on the outside kickboxer. Even I watched it like again I didn't watch the first time. I didn't watch it with sound, so I just watched like blank because the sound was on the football. But I went back and watched it yesterday with sound, and just even like how the broadcasters were saying, like the corner, they're like telling him like, go for it. Like he's like dying. Like he basically wants you to finish him. Just go. He was kind of like, I feel like if in the first round, if he could have borderline went like Deontay Wilder on him, I think he would have ended the fight.
Yes.
He could have just went full
just
like
wild
no regard, just like bang, 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 bang. I think would have just knocked him out. He had nothing for him.
Like, remember when Ngannou Rosenstrike, when Ngannou literally just opened the fight?
That was a better example. If Ngannou just came across the ring and just but a little more technically, but just wing punches, he would have just knocked him out.
Yeah.
Spivak had nothing for him hands wise, nothing.
No.
You are right though. The finish was so bleh because he was even throwing kind of like this. You know how it's not really like even. It's not a hammer fist. It's like to the side.
It was the punches of just please stop this.
He was doing like these on
but it wasn't like
he was going Trevor Peak.
Yeah, Trevor Peak. He did go full Trevor Peak, but I mean
hammer fist.
Like I mean, Gon did what he did. I think this just reminds us that Gon is like he's
really good. Yeah,
and Jones came out and caught him right away, which is what Jones did to him will go down as one of the like truly more shocking moments for me. Just how he did it so easy, but Gon's still around. It's nice to see that he didn't really fall off or anything. Like he showed up and did what he had to do.
Yeah,
I think the fight to Megas him and Aspinall.
So
yes,
where does what's his name?
Who was there and he was like in the front row
into
for
this?
Who?
The Russian.
Oh, Sergey.
Yeah,
he actually
the other Sergey.
That could be the other fight you do as well. To me, I think Sergey either fights. I think the three of them, like Aspinall, Gon, and Sergey, I think two of them have to fight each other basically. Or really, what could happen is You have obviously this title fight coming up in November.
Mm-hmm.
If John Jones really just like vacates and wins the belt again and just retires, then you could almost just pick like Gon Sergey for like the
pretty much.
And then
like,
Aspinall
for-
gets the next
and
one.
then Aspinall gets like next, or he fights somebody else.
He gets
Yeah.
Blades again.
Or I would say, or what Aspinall could get the winner of Blades and Almeida.
Oh yeah, Blades
True.
Almeida is
'Cause Almeida's a favorite. That's November 4th. That's the headline of the Sao
the
Paulo
Sao Paulo.
Brazil card, which is coming up less than 2 months now.
Yeah.
Do you
2
think
months
they
from
wouldn't want to
yesterday.
put Almeida against Aspinall?
They could.
I think if they got to that position, yeah.
And they're so high up that even a loss there for either of them is not.
Yeah, I
is
think it's
not-
okay at
because
heavyweight.
Yeah.
Because in that case,
Especially
for, in that
heavyweight.
case for Almeida, like he would have just beaten Blades,
Yeah.
which makes you pretty undeniable for like a title shot
Pretty,
at that point.
yeah, it'd be pretty damn
Considering what he's done before that too. I mean, he's beaten everybody pretty easily.
Yeah.
But I
It'd
mean,
be a good fight, too.
honestly, Aspinall and Gon, I would love Aspinall in that fight.
What gives Gon
Personally.
the right to that fight before Aspinall? What? Gon?
I mean, he's fought better competition, more wins. I mean,
good. Former title holder.
that's fair. I mean, your point is fair. The 2-2 in his last two, I guess, but they're two. I mean,
Yeah, but he's lost to John Jones and
yeah,
Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, Aspinall had a year
Yeah.
off, and he beat Tybura as like his best win.
yeah.
It was not super impressive.
When those
No
two
offense,
losses are
did
the
it
two
in
losses.
He did it in impressive fashion, but Tybura is not like you don't beat Tybura and get like a title shot next.
No, God, no.
I mean,
That's why I think you give him like a big, like I think now it's the time that was so dominant. I think you give him a big fight like Gon or Pavlovich.
Gon 50-45 Rosenstrike. Gon he beat Volkov, right?
Yes.
So I mean, like, it's to act like he doesn't have any wins is crazy. He also dominated Derek Lewis.
Or I guess what you could do as well is the winner of this tie Volkov fight
Yeah.
could have a say in that.
Yep.
Volkov's really
Like he could
got
get
himself
like,
back
if
into
Volkov
the,
beats Ty, that could. Well, the problem is, actually, you know what? Aspinall worked him. Actually, that's his best win.
That is true.
That
Aspinall
was a while ago
did,
now.
yeah.
He
He
did
submitted
work
him in
Volkov.
and like dominated him, finished him in the first round. So I'll retract Tybura. That was definitely his best
Well,
win.
Maybe it really depends on what happens. Like after, I mean, let's just assume John Jones wins.
Yeah.
What happens
I
after
think
that?
a fair assumption. Yeah. I think he retires. I really do.
It seems
I'd be
like
stunned if he didn't.
I mean, him and Pavlovich would be like a cool. I don't know how much the buildup would be, but just be like, oh, this heavy hitter because Pavlovich is in the spot right now. But I mean, I think John Jones would win, and I think it's tough that you have some early tape on him of getting kind of mauled in the ground.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Like for Jones, why would that be intriguing even?
yeah, that's kind of why I think he'll retire because then him and Gon you can sell.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have this technical athletic striker versus this just like marauder mauler, as Joe Rogan likes to say, marauder.
Yeah, he
really
loves
knows a
that.
Marauder.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, that he just comes forward and knocks people out.
The only thing is, if Jones, and I'm not saying he's this type of guy, he is a guy who loves to fight. But if, let's say, he goes and finishes Stipe in the second round or something, he finished Gon in the first round. Why risk your your legacy against the
Exactly.
next Pavlovich,
When,
the Russian
like-
who's he's sleeping? Everything he does, he's thinking about the title. That's the hardest guy to go up against, which is like even when the guys who have been on top have really silenced those guys, I think that's more impressive. The guy who's been training is like what Usman did to Gilbert Burns, in my opinion, is like one of his best wins because Gilbert, that was his whole life. You saw it right away when he lost. It was like his whole world was defeated.
Yeah.
What Habib did to
Dustin.
Dustin and Dustin after, I mean, that's nothing against Dustin, but he cried in the press conference because that's how much it hurt. But what were you going to say, F? Sorry.
The more I thought about it, I think Aspinall would be, if there was one person to get Jones keep fighting, I think Aspinall would be the guy.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's
More
so-
than
He
Pavlovich.
could
sell
sell
it
so
more.
much more well-rounded.
Yep.
He could also
'Cause he-
sell it a little better.
Because
Like
he's
fans
better
likes
talker.
to call out
He's
after
a UK,
the last
he's
fight.
like a UK. He's kind of become like a star in the UK.
Yeah.
We know he's like very fast, like striker on the feet. He's like he's a good like good grappler. Whereas Pavlovich, I think I could see a world where Jones just like puts him on his back and just mauls him. I could see
Yeah.
that. Whereas Aspinall, I don't think it would happen that easily. I'm not saying Jones wouldn't win, but I think there'd be like a harder, much more resistance.
Yeah.
Potentially on. I think Pavlovich, his path to victory versus John Jones is knocking him out like in the first round.
Mhm.
And if he doesn't do that, he's probably in trouble.
Yeah.
Where Aspinall, I think that's not his only path to victory.
No, he's great on the ground, obviously. Like he has a lot of skills.
Like he's fast on the feet. He's got good striking. quick. He moves well for like a big guy.
I also think if Jones beats Stipe and decides to retire, there won't be a narrative at all of like, well, he left before facing so and so. I feel like everyone will just be like, so the poll, if there's no public poll for you sticking around, there's no personal poll either.
It would only be like that if there, say like an Aspinall was like if he
took someone's head
he'd have
off.
to do a lot for that to happen.
Yeah.
Like he'd have to go just beat like Pavlovich,
He'd have
like
to turn into Francis
like
Ngannou.
Blades, or like he'd have to go knock through all these guys in a row to where he's this like super hyped, undeniable challenger.
Yeah. You can't be someone who like is potentially going to lose to the top heavyweights right now that aren't named John Jones.
Yeah, that's correct.
A lot of like good wins on this card, but one thing I want to mention before any of those is how good the crowd was. This France crowd was unbelievable from the first prelim to the main event. The first prelim, the place was pretty much full.
Oh
Yeah.
And packed. And every single French fighter, they would go crazy for. Every opponent that was fighting a French fighter, they got the booze coming out to the
I mean, what's her
octagon.
name? Was the worst fighter I've ever seen.
The Nora Cornell versus Jocelyn Edwards.
No.
Not Zara Farn or whatever her name is.
Yeah, Zareva.
Oh, the first one. The first
Yeah.
fight of the night. Yeah.
The fact they were going crazy for that
Yeah.
shows some respect. Like
Major respect.
major respect because, I mean, Farron or whatever her name is.
Isn't she now 0-4 in the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, she's built
she really?
amazing.
I think.
Oh, she is.
I know she lost her last 3.
Oh, fuck. That's bad.
And
And then she
she
lost this
Yo,
one.
that's bad.
and
Then
then
someone making her debut.
and this one was supposed to be her rebuild because she went to All Star, which is I'm pretty sure where Gone fights. She was punching air, you know.
Yeah. Best fight of the night. Otherwise, I don't know. What was the best fight of the night?
Saint fight was
Saint-
Saints.
insane.
Oh, that round was crazy.
Even
the second round was
round.
good too, but the first round of that fight
Saint Denis
was outrageous.
Saint Denis, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
this dude could beat so many top 15 guys right now on any given day. I really believe that.
Some of the punches the only thing is,
He
I mean,
ate punches
he
too.
ate some punches.
Yo, he was
dude.
scary. There was a moment where
Yes!
he was going to exchanges just with his chin just in the air, and I was like, what are you doing? I was like waiting for him to just get clipped out of nowhere. He never
Yeah.
did,
Dude,
thank God.
that
Up against the
elbow
cage.
that he threw that
Woo!
opened
Yeah.
up at that right away. I
Yeah.
haven't seen one like that in a while where it was like the second it hit, it was just no,
That's
you're
fucked up
about
to
lose.
watch.
The Fior fight, it was unfortunate because Rose obviously had and then the Fior cut, it was almost, she had literally inches or centimeters before that was just going to be gushing in her eye.
Yeah, that was gross. Immediately, like painted the side of her head red. Rose's finger though,
Ugh.
disgusting. My girlfriend
hand
hadn't
was-
seen it either, so she like last night was like, "Oh, did you see this?" and turned her phone around. It's just Rose's mangled finger. I was like, "Ah, yes, I saw it. You don't need to show me again." Jeez. But yeah, it was gross. It was just flat out gross. Volkan Oezdemir.
Malkoon versus Cody Brundage.
What a
Nice.
fight.
Did they make that?
Lee just said it's a new fight.
Unreal. Volkan did pretty much what we thought he would do. Oezdemir went in there against the UFC debut and kind of showed.
I
he's the-
took Guskov as an
Oh, you
idiot.
did?
I was
You
an
wound up
idiot.
taking
but
him.
I did take the under, so I mean,
all right.
You see, credited he submitted him. He credited it to Hamzat.
Really?
He's been training. That's where he's been training there with the
Oezdemir has?
Yeah, with them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he said like he basically was giving him some love for like basically pushing him to like go harder like cardio, more like the grappling, and that's why he like finished it with a choke.
Wow.
did you
Good
see
for
the
him.
video of Guskov? Like the day before, he was on, or 2 days before, he was on a flight,
Huh.
and he was doing pad work in the middle of the.
Oh, I did.
Pad work.
And people were quoting, they're like, "If I saw this earlier in the week, I would not have bet Guskov."
Yeah,
I think he's like fucking like Russell Wilson, doing like hip drills.
Yes,
on the
exactly.
plane.
I had Sarah McMahon doing burpees in front of me on the plane to Abu Dhabi because
Who?
Sarah McMahon, because it was like a 13, 14-hour flight or
Get a bit of
whatever.
workout in.
And she like was cutting weight. It was the last flight of the week. So she was trying to
Damn.
get it off.
I mean,
The William Gomez kick, by the way, the para kicks
yeah,
to the liver, those were sharpshooter kicks.
Yeah, he was impressive after kind of being a little. He's like 2-0 in the UFC, but not like the best performances. This was he needed like a good performance like that.
that was really, even though the guy was on short notice, I think he looked good throughout the whole fight.
Yeah.
I'll give him credit. He has the athleticism to be a pretty good fighter in the UFC. But the only thing is, what we saw against what Francis Marshall was just
It was even a weird decision.
It was a
weird.
weird, and he didn't really hit it. But in this one, he got in the pocket and was like, "No, I'm throwing," which is that's good. I was impressed by him.
I was standing in line at a coffee shop yesterday in Jersey City behind like 5 firefighters, and it's so bad I wanted to be like, "You guys know Francis Marshall?"
He's not the fire marshal.
Just assume all the firefighters in Jersey City probably know each other.
I'm sure they do.
Probably, yeah.
Anything else on this card worth bringing up, worth talking about?
Just to touch on Saint Denis again, I really like. I think this is the time where he's undeniably deserves someone in the top 15.
At this point, yeah.
I don't know how
After that win,
I don't know how you can't give him someone.
Who
top
would you
15
give him?
now.
Who's the top 15 right now? Let's see rankings.
Honestly, there's a few like someone. Matt Basley put in the guy Grant Dawson. I don't mind that.
That's a fight.
Honestly, even our guy Frivola, that'd be. I know he wants the Patty fight, but Denis Frivola would be a banger of a fight.
If
I
Patty
think they're
needs more
both super
time or something,
well-rounded.
that would be fine. I mean, they would just be swinging for the fences, both of them.
Who?
Frivola and Denis.
Oh yeah, no, that would be a bang because I think they both have good ground games too.
Yeah.
Saint Denis' ground game is great. Fravola's is too. He just hasn't used it in a while because he's been knocking everybody out in the first round.
Moicano.
Oh, speaking of ground game,
Moicano wants money.
Or
Jalen Turner.
Jalen Turner, Saint Denis. Literally feed me the Saint Denis line in that fight.
What would you line Saint Denis against Gamrot right now?
Wow.
Number 7 in the world.
If he was plus money, I would love Saint Denis.
Yeah.
I think he definitely would be.
I think it'd be like
Oh,
minus
yeah,
150,
yeah.
plus 130, minus 140.
Maybe even
plus
more.
I think more,
I'm wondering
probably.
if Saint Denis is going to start. Like this fight, he got some respect finally in Vegas. This guy went to Bonfim was almost plus 300.
I know.
and beat him easily. And then went Thiago Moises, who's a much better fighter.
Lee, what would you put? What would you put Saint Denis against Gamrot? Lee always has a good. And poor Lee, he goes to Clemson, and they.
Oh God, they just fall apart.
They just fall apart.
He's just Gamrot minus 150.
All right, nice. That's
I think
where
I think it might even be a hair wider.
All right.
That's my guess. I would guess
a little wider too. Just based
I was
on
going to guess Gamrot minus like 180.
We're in the same. We're all in the same range.
Yeah, we're not like
yeah.
crazy far
Yeah.
off,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think Saint Denis earned like respect. I think they realized like he's real.
Yeah.
Also, he's like just he's awesome to watch. Like just his celebration after, it was just he loves it. He's a dog.
I mean, this fight too, like uses all his striking. Like he got some takedowns too, but I mean he was beating the hell out of him on the feet. Like you mentioned, like the elbow was the big punch.
Yeah.
Like when they were like getting in the pocket,
Yep.
he was winning the exchanges.
I mean, that was
it
such
was
a
scary,
great
but he was
fight.
winning the exchanges.
That was such a great. And Thiago, I mean, fought back. I mean, I didn't think Thiago fought bad at all.
Moises is a good fighter.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good. Very. He's like a fringe top 15.
Yeah,
guy, in my
100%.
opinion.
Um,
To just beat him like that was impressive.
it wasn't the best fight, but Lawfren and Lapilus, is that?
Oh,
La-
so
Lapilus?
I mean,
Wasn't the best fight, but the walkout of Lawfen with no music, just the booze, electric as he's walking out, just middle
The double
fingers up.
birds.
This guy's great. This guy, I know, not the best
this guy,
performance.
like,
it's tough to
Dana's
go
gonna
out
see
there like that and
he's
then lose like
you know
that.
you're
But
in.
yeah,
Oh,
you got to be in after that. That's a good way to.
I love a
market
good,
yourself.
just like French, like someone who hates the French.
Uh,
I was just waiting to see your guys' reaction to that.
Well,
I love Cyril Gane and Mignon.
Aren't they kind of like? I feel like they've kind of become like the butt of jokes in terms of like being like soft, like losing
The French?
like
Oh, yeah.
losing wars.
Yeah.
Well, that was my blog when I wanted to blog about how great the crowd was. It was like, it turns out the French do like war.
I will say though, historically speaking, the French, they just had a tough, not 20th century. They had some
Just
good
a couple
run.
surrenders, right?
Yeah, they had
With the white flag.
They had
Throw the towel.
century runs. Like they were putting up big time numbers.
They got the Revolution, Les Mis.
They're like so they're like Nebraska football.
Yeah.
They were like dominant way back in the day, but they just get ran through.
They just
now.
get ran through now, and they still pop up here. Like we
They-
respect
They
them.
show flashes.
Yeah. It's like, man, it would be great if the French were back, but it's not going to happen. Game passed them by.
Shit.
One of my favorite headlines from this week, Sean Strickland claims he punched trash-talking Israel Adesanya fan right in the guts. Apparently someone walked up to Sean Strickland in Australia, which, why would you do this? And they said, Izzy is going to fuck you up. And Strickland punched him right in the stomach. Boom, right in the guts, Strickland said. I'd only been in Australia in a day, and already I'd committed an assault. Initially, I thought the guy was coming up to me for a photo because anyone who wants a photo, man, I love the fans. But you come up to me and run your fucking mouth, I'll smack you like I smack anyone else. Uppercut to his stomach, then I walked away. But if I see the guy again, Man, no problems. I'll thank him for not pressing charges.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like getting into a fight and hugging the guy afterwards.
Did
Like,
you
good
see
fight, man.
His
Good fight.
interview with what's the Nina Marie girl?
Yes,
And
he did a new one.
He said, he goes, she's like, so like, are you gonna wrestle in this? He's like, I've been training. I probably should, but I mean, sometimes you just get in there and like you just want to stand and bang. And I was just like, dude,
He's ain't gonna wrestle.
Pereira literally knocked your light. I respect him so much that Pereira knocked his lights out so bad, but he's just so like, I probably won't wrestle. And then she was like, what about you? A black belt in jiu-jitsu? It's like, yeah, it's somewhere in my fucking trunk. That shit doesn't work.
McGregor got his black belt this
Yeah.
week last night from Coach Kavanaugh. Coach Kavanaugh, for those that don't know, the very first person from Ireland to receive a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Little fun fact for you, he gave McGregor his black belt after 20 years of training and 10 years of being a brown belt. He received his brown belt after knocking out Poirier the first time I guess the only time, in 2014. He did not use any jiu-jitsu in that fight, but he still got his brown belt
you
anyway.
know, I've seen that a few times. It always confuses me.
It's like, I think the coaches just bring the belt and they're like, I'm going to do it after the fight. And they hope that they use some jiu-jitsu in the fight to justify it. But they're like, I got it anyway.
I'm like, you knocked him out in a minute and a half. Why? You didn't do it.
It never makes sense. Never makes sense.
Didn't even cross your mind in this fight.
I did have to rile up the Khabib fans with my headline. I blogged it this morning and I said, Conor McGregor earns his Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt before Khabib even gets a stripe on his white belt. And then my thumbnail was Conor with Dustin Poirier in a guillotine. And I put that, I just said, not sure how this fight ended, but he put the master of the guillotine in a guillotine. Congrats to Conor. Huge accomplishment. I still don't have a stripe on my white belt because I haven't trained in years. The last time I trained, I went to Gracie down here. I had to stop mid-session to go puke. And someone like, after my puke, they were like, what's up, Robbie? Tough, right? I
Oh
was
man.
Like, eh. They're like, didn't recognize you at first without your glasses. I was like, yeah, I take them off to do jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I actually went with YP. That was the last time.
Oh, nice.
So that's how long ago it was.
Wow. Yeah. You guys watch the countdown?
I did not watch the countdown yet, but I saw your text early in the week. Just the fact that they're focusing on Sean Strickland
getting so much love on the count. It's just a day you never thought you'd see. Like you feel like it's like not real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sean Strickland just riding in a white t-shirt and a helmet on his motorcycle. It's like slow-mo. And I love that he's just even on the unbedded in Australia. Like he's just dressed like he just got off his job being like a mechanic.
Yeah.
Like he's wearing like jeans and like with a belt strap and like just like a plain white, probably like a little dusty white t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got
Normal
grease on
like
it.
just gray like zip up.
Yeah.
Most like just like literally just like he's about to smoke like a pack of cigs. Just fixed up old like a 2003 like Nissan Altima.
Yeah.
Just repaired it for like I'm like
And
this guy's
charge somebody
unbelievable.
like $1,200 more than it actually cost.
The fight does have a backup. Did you guys see Jared Cannonier?
Cannonier.
Makes sense if anyone's
Crazy
gonna
they
get a
both
backup.
have fought him before.
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
The Cannonier Strickland fight was still weird.
I
That was a weird fight.
thought Strickland was winning that.
He thought he won. He was annoyed. He thought he won the fight.
And I remember looking at the live line throughout that fight thinking like, what the fuck? Do I not know MMA? And I saw some people disagree with me. It was more so like, I think 75-25 in favor of Cannonier. It was a close fight. I mean,
Very
I get,
close.
like, I was fine with Cannonier winning it. I think, but man, that would be interesting. Yeah, I thought Strickland won MPI. Shout out MPI. He's back. We love MPI in the chat. We love Johnny Drama.
Shout out
Matt.
MPI.
We have a lot of
Jesse Adams,
casuals
Matt
in the,
Paisley.
or not casuals,
Not
usuals.
casuals.
No.
Casuals.
No,
What
I
the
meant
fuck?
usuals. I meant usuals. We're the casuals.
Yeah, we're the casuals. I just saw this. Apparently, did you guys see Rose did a video after her fight, like a 10-minute long video?
I saw quotes from it. Basically, she got mad for a few hours saying she was too small.
Mad about that. She says her finger's not broken, which shocked me. Just dislocated. I don't know how that fucking works because it looked all the way off to the side. She's staying at flyweight. She did not want Trevor Whitman to focus on her. Wanted Whitman to focus on helping Justin Gaethje, which timing wise, like,
It was a while. Well,
what do you mean? Like,
It was July. It was a month. It was like over a month apart.
so that's a strange quote to me for sure. And this one's random and I'm just reading it off Reddit, so it's a bit out of context. Guy who wrapped her hands was creepy and didn't do a good job. It would suck if the hand wrap was somehow to blame for the dislocated finger.
Yeah, I can't. I mean,
I don't know how, but
yeah, I don't really. No take on that. I guess I have no idea if that was a factor or not. She did say she thought she broke it in the first round.
yeah, really early.
So I thought it was clear, like 2-1. I thought Fiora clearly won the first 2 rounds.
I wonder if with a non-broken hand, if it would have gone differently. I think it could have.
Maybe. I mean, she definitely. I thought the one time I thought Fiora was definitely like you saw even just the damage on the face. Fiora was landing the bigger punches early.
Yeah.
But Rose, I thought, did clip her in the third round. Like I thought Rose landed like the biggest punch of the fight, probably.
I didn't think Rose looked bad. I thought I scored it for Fiora, but yeah.
Oh, Jason Mayhem Miller arrested.
Yeah.
For choking man. Not surprised by that one. That is predictable. Hope he gets the help he needs. What else do we got on the MMA Reddit today? Israel Adesanya is rooting for Hamzat at 294. Saw this quote. Might be favoring Hamzat a little bit. I like new blood. He wants that fight. He said, ain't that funny? I'm actually the one pushing for fights. We'll see. Yeah, definitely. We'll see. It'd be great. I mean, that'd be a super fight of all super fights.
Well, Hamzat, I think, is in this weird spot. He can't really fight anywhere right now besides Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can't come to the US.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure because of that, he can't really go to like, I don't know if he can go to Europe. I don't know. Well, I mean,
the Europe.
I don't think he can.
He can't go to like UK, like France, I think pretty much Abu Dhabi is where.
So like if Adesanya wants that fight.
But if they do one in like Sweden soon, could he fight in like Sweden? That's where he lives.
So he's currently,
I think
he would be fine there.
He still trains there, right? The All Stars.
Well, I guess so. Yeah, probably.
I mean,
wasn't he training at that gym with Jalen Turner in Dubai?
Oh, maybe he's there now.
The only thing is, it's like Sweden probably has taken sides with against the side that Hamzat and the Chechnyan dictator. That's what it all comes back to, which is like
Kadyrov. That's the name. Right?
Kadyrov. Yeah, I don't know what. Like, it's very surprising though, because we've had fighters that, like, I mean,
Justin Gaethje
went to Kadyrov.
Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, Kamaru. Like, I don't know why
Henry Cejudo.
He has been singled out. Maybe somebody can tell me specifically why, but you are right. That's why he can't fight in America.
I mean, I thought with him, I thought the connection was a little deeper. Like, I almost thought he like outwardly like supported him. Maybe
well, yeah,
I think he does.
I think he does.
Or like
I think that might be
some
true.
level is like basically like outwardly like.
I think the other ones maybe have made appearances and they've met him.
Well, I think that's what it was.
I
think he pretty much paid them. They all get on a plane and like
go
to his like kid's birthday.
Yeah,
just like all these like big UFC fighters.
Where Hamzat's just posting him on his Instagram.
Yeah, he also. I mean, I remember he was at the fights in New York at PFL a couple of years ago.
Hamzat, yeah, we saw him.
He probably got one of the biggest pops when he walked in, maybe the biggest.
People crowded around him like huge. Yeah,
I remember he was wearing a pretty sweet Gucci bucket hat.
Oh yeah, the black one.
Oh yeah. They love Gucci over in Russia. They love designer.
Gucci, Starbucks.
They love designer.
This quote from Sean O'Malley, another headline of the week, said, "I'm going to go out there and knock Cheeto out, and then I'm going to call out Gervonta Davis. I know that fight sounds silly to a lot of people, but I go out there and knock out Cheeto. I double in stardom. I'm a massive star." And then again, Gervonta's still not quite there. I think he's in jail, though, so I don't think anyone has told him I want to fight him. But if he wins a fight and becomes a bigger star, that's a fight I definitely want to partake in. Kind of just a lesser version of Mayweather-McGregor.
Yeah, I mean, if Dana's going to let somebody do this, Sugar's the guy.
Yeah.
Like, I think and it just makes sense. They're the same weight class.
Yeah.
And the only thing is not that even really comment as much on like the actual like how the fight would go down. I think visually he's much taller, and people might point to like his length as like maybe an advantage. I'm never gonna sit here and say that he's gonna beat like Tank Davis in a boxing match.
No,
but
that ain't happening.
I do think it's something that maybe could be sellable with another win or two for each of them.
Oh, I think it's totally sellable. I don't think that's an issue. I think you literally, like you said, like visually, if you just put Tank next to Sugar with his whole look, his friggin' colorful afro and everying, I think people buy that fight immediately. People are.
I think so too. And it works out because they truly are the same weight class. Like even like they're both legit 135ers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I would love to. I mean, like what I'd
like it for the circus aspect of.
Like, like I would watch it. I think it would be cool. Like, do I think O'Malley could win? It would be a shocking event, but I think it could be sick.
Although now that I'm really thinking about it, it's like, do we want to